My name is Audrey Alison, and this is your August forecast for 2014 for the month. Thank you so much for tuning in again and for being here and for choosing me to read for you. I read tarot all through the week, and I'm on Facebook at Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot, and audreyallison.com for my reading rates. So if you'd like to book with me, just go to my website and follow the instructions on the appointment request page, and I will get right back to you with some available appointment options. Here is what's going on this month. I have two tarot decks with me, the alchemical that I usually use, and a very new deck that I just purchased in the French Quarter of New Orleans. And this is the new Palladini deck by David Palladini that I'll be reading with as well. Let me get into the astrological aspects of August for you, because this is a pretty special month, especially with Jupiter going into Leo for you, because Leo is your polar opposite sign, your 7th house of relationships. So this is a beautiful placement for people in relationships and people out of relationships who want one, or for people who are looking to become business partners with someone or to enhance their growing business partnership. But at the top of the month, let me not get ahead of myself like I can do. On the top of the month, on August 5th, Saturn is going to trine Chiron, and Chiron's stationed retrograde in Pisces right now, and Saturn's been in Scorpio for quite a while, but this trine is at 16 degrees between them. So what this means for you, Aquarius, is your 2nd house is where Pisces is on the solar wheel, on the solar scopes. So Pisces has both Chiron and Neptune retrograde currently in it. And the sign of Scorpio for you is your 10th house of career. So there is a beautiful harmonious aspect trine between these two, which are your resources and your career. So what I think is happening is promotion, raise, finding a job that's paying you what you're worth, or feeling more appreciated and valued in the current career role, or the status, the retirement, the payment that you're receiving for your essence out in the world. This is a good aspect, a trine, where these two houses are for you. So that's a boost right at the top of the month. And on the 10th of August, we have our full moon, your full moon at 18 degrees Aquarius. So happy Aquarian full moon to you. This is amazing. This is your full moon of the year. So this is bringing an awareness and perhaps something to an ending or a culmination for you that you're resolving with at this full moon. You could feel a release of something, a new start or a release of energy. I want to pull a card actually about that. I'm getting the feeling to do so. How the full moon for in your first house of self will be for you. Just one card. I'll do the spread later. The 10 of Cups is the connectedness, the happiness, the celebration, the connected still in communications as well. So perhaps in order to move forward with this release, you'll need to communicate to someone, even though I'm not getting into Mercury just yet, but there is a sense of relief here with this full moon for you. On the 12th of August, Venus is entering Leo. This is another fixed sign for you. This is your polar opposite sign in your 7th house of relationships. So with Venus, the planet of love and beauty, entering the 7th house of relationships, couldn't be more positive for people wanting relationships at this time. But also people in relationships, you're going to find a lovingness, a tenderness, a sensuality to the relationship that you're in. It's very positive. Venus is also money, so for those of you in business partnerships, you could get the shared resources that you need from the business partner, or perhaps the right business partners coming into the picture. Saturn can bring the right match for you in this area. As long as you do a little bit of work and implement whatever skill you have, think positively that Venus can bring in that energy. You could see that manifest for you in this month. On the 15th, we have Mercury quickly moving into Virgo in your 8th house, your 8th house of shared resources. So this leads me to believe that Aquarians who are starting their own businesses or have entrepreneurial aspects to their life, this is really great because Mercury is communication and devices and equipment and local travel and the local area. This could be bringing in the right contacts, negotiations. But the 8th house is not just shared resources, it's also rebirth and transformation, maybe the changing of how you're communicating, or the style, or the changing of the business. 8th house is also property, taxes, estates, wills, inheritances, death, a lot of the darker Plutonian, inner, quieter, reflective areas in the 8th house. It's ruled by Scorpio. But since Mercury's going into Virgo, where your solar 8th house is stationed, this could mean that there's a will to prepare for, or just to fill out, or get ahead, or documents regarding taxes and estates and properties that's lit up for you. Actually, this 8th house from the 15th of August to the end of August and then into September is very highlighted for you, because after the 15th on the 23rd every year the sun goes into Virgo, representing your 8th house. So the sun lighting this up, Mercury there, the new moon on the 25th is 2 degrees Virgo in your 8th house. So Mercury, the sun, and the new moon in the 8th. This is a great time for finding a great lover. The sex could be spot on, but also the secrets could be also magnified, because maybe you're telling your secrets because Mercury wants you to express the 8th house of secrets. So perhaps you're holding something inside, and this would be the catalyst. The new moon would actually be the catalyst to get this out and relay this message to the person you need to speak to. Could really just be poking at you. Maybe you've kept this in for a while. Also on the 25th, we have a positive aspect. We have a trine, Venus stationed in Leo and Uranus in Aries, who's retrograde. This is an exact trine, though, between your 3rd and your 7th house of communications and the 7th house of relationships. I feel like you might be telling someone how you feel, Aquarius. You might be expressing your inner secrets, your inner feelings, and perhaps, you know, if this isn't romantic for you, you could be finding someone regarding shared resources or business partnerships coming into your life to fulfill that area for you. Let me pull some cards and see what they have to say. I'll do the spread with the alchemical deck and then pull one card from my new French Quarter deck. I'd like to slowly implement the decks into my life. So let's see what we have here for you, Aquarian, for August. I'll show you each card as well. Love this card. It's my absolute favorite. It's the Loving Breeze, the 6 of Swords, a higher power, being led, intuition, guidance. And speaking of intuition, the 8th house and the 12th house are the most secretive houses that we have. So it's a quieter time, even though you have Mercury there, you're expressing yourself, but I feel like you're not as outgoing, you're more reserved. You should listen to these still inner voices that you have, because they could be giving you the right information to say or express to whomever you're desiring. And also the moon, this is a hugely psychic and intuitive card. It is guidance. It's quiet guidance, reflection, meditation. Due to Chiron being retrograde with Neptune in Pisces, this is a card that represents the Piscean. You could be healing from something inside and not expressing how you're feeling, and trying to heal from a past breakup or past hurt or loss. You'll have assistance with the wounded healer, Chiron, helping you with that. And this card with this card, and I'll still get to the other two, This is absolute reserved guidance and intuitive nature. So you want to really heed that. And you know, this is the Hierophant. You have 2 major arcana cards down here. This is study, learning. When the student is ready, the master appears. So you might find yourself introduced to someone who you could really benefit from in this month, whether it's a metaphysical class or a class on something dark and deep with the 8th house. It could be mortuary school, you know, it could be something pretty seedy and, you know, gnarly and gritty with the 8th house, but I like it. It's mysterious. It's Scorpio, you know, it's dark. It could be twisted. Okay, the last card, King of Lions. Mastering your occupation and the money you receive for it, and your environment as well. You don't have a lot of 4th house activity. Taurus is not really a lot going on with that sector. However, the 10th house of career, where Scorpio is for you, is where Saturn is currently, and this trine is. So you could be having learned lessons on how to really prepare and master the occupation and the career of 10th house and social status. Now let me get to the new Palladini deck that I'm very excited about. I was visiting New Orleans to promote my business here and seeing a great friend and her family. And this deck literally called out to me because I studied at Marie Laveau's shop. I studied the decks for a long time, and this one spoke to me just as I was at the register. I'm a collector of these decks. This is your card, the Chariot. Look how beautiful. It's so medieval and antiquated, but the coloring is really, really special. So, okay, the Chariot. Perhaps a new vehicle or time to upgrade the car. But this is also not as literal. It's maintaining control. Usually in the Rider-Waite tarot deck, there's the charioteer has 2 horses and holding 2 reins. One of them he has control of, and the other one he doesn't. This card doesn't really represent that. This card actually looks like quiet stillness to me, and a calm force, someone who knows what they want and is aiming towards that. However, you need to keep balanced between the physical self and the spiritual self. That's a good definition of this card in this deck. I hope you enjoyed your forecast. If you'd like a reading with me, I'm available throughout the week. So have a beautiful month, Aquarius, and I will see you in September already. Geez, have a beautiful day. Bye.